We've created this tutorial video on forward bay parking and reversing back out again. First of all, we're going to show you the entire manoeuvre, and then we're going to break it down to help you understand how to do it easily and how to do it safely. For the rest of this clip, let's keep an eye out for what the driver's doing. On the way in, you can see he's looking at the white lines quite a lot to make sure he gets in between them, but still looking around to make sure he's keeping everybody safe. Once ready to move backwards, you can see he's going to check all the way around the car, all 360 degrees. Car parks can be very dangerous places. People can come from anywhere, other cyclists, pedestrians, cars. If we do see any of them, it's important to stop, work out what they're doing, and then carry on safely afterwards. If you watch his head movement throughout the whole manoeuvre, it's a bit like a nervous pigeon. He's trying to look out for that cat that's trying to catch him. Even once we're out the space and we're ready to go forward, we've still got to make sure it's safe, so having a good look all the way around before we drive off. The first thing we need to look at on the approach is our position. If we're going for this space on the right, we're going to move our car over to the left as much as safely possible to give ourselves the maximum amount of swinging in room. The next thing we need to consider is when are we going to turn our wheels to the right to get into the space. What we can use is a reference point. If we imagine that the line of the space comes all the way across and underneath our mirror, then that's the time to turn. So if we put full right lock on, that will make the car go into the space. As we're going into the space, we need to keep double checking that it's going between the lines, because we might need a minor adjustment if it's not. Turning in from the left's just the same. We get the line so it looks like it's appearing underneath the mirror if it came all the way across. And then we do full left lock, and that puts us into a space. Remembering as before, if we need to adjust it slightly, being prepared for it, so keeping an eye on those white lines as you come in, and any cars that might be either side of you. The next thing to consider is before turning right into the space, we need to be aware that our position could be misleading to other people. Because we moved all the way over to the left to swing it into the right, people may be confused by that and may try and go around us. So it's very important we do a right blind spot check before we swing into the space. If we're coming from the other direction and we've moved over to the right to swing into the left, it's very important we do a left blind spot check to make sure it's safe. Let's now look at reversing out of the parking space. As you can see, our view to the left and right is obscured with these two parked cars, so we've got to be extra careful when we're going backwards. We're going to go backwards in a straight line to start with until our wing mirrors are in line with the back of the cars. Then we're going to start with about half a turn, whichever way we need to turn it to get the car turning, and then slowly putting on full lock once we know we're definitely clear of the parked cars. When reversing out, remember that if we do see any hazards, we need to stop for them as soon as safely possible. We then need to make the car safe before checking all the way around once they've passed to carry on, making sure they are well clear and making sure it's definitely clear for us to carry on out the space. Working out which way to turn the wheel. If we want the back of our car to go to the right, when our wing mirrors are level with the back of the cars, we're going to turn half a turn to the right until we know we're safe, and then we'll do full lock to the right to make us get around as soon as possible. If we want the rear of the vehicle to turn left, then we're going to turn the steering wheel to the left. So remembering reversing back until our wing mirrors are level with the vehicles, and then we're going to do half a turn to the left when they are. Once we know we're clear and safe of the vehicles, we can do full lock to the left to get it around a little bit quicker. Remembering those observations all the way around, being very aware of what's around you. Let's now quickly look at the common mistakes people make whilst doing this manoeuvre. Number one, going a bit too fast, but especially at that first turning point. Because it's important that we judge it really well, it's important to go extra slow at that first turning point particularly. Number two, not checking that blind spot before we swing into the space. As we talked about before, because our position is looking a bit weird to other people, they may be confused by our actions, so we must make sure it's safe. Number three, not signalling into the space. For the same reasons as the last one, because our position is a bit weird looking to other people, it's important we let them know where we're going. Number four, reversing out a bit too fast. Particularly when there's cars either side of you, it's important to be peeping and creeping so that we can see everything that's going on around us, and so we can stop if we need to. And finally, number five, turning too early whilst reversing out. Especially when there's parked cars either side of you, you need to make sure we don't hit them. So remember, reverse back in a straight line until our wing mirrors are in line with the vehicles before starting to turn whichever way we need to. Thanks for watching our video on forward bay parking and reversing back out again. Please ask your instructor if their car differs to anything you've watched on this video. All cars are basically the same, but there may be some slight differences. Please subscribe to our channel, comment and like the videos. The more we get, the more we can make to help you out. Thanks for watching.